started. We're going to go through, as I said, the Babycook range we have today. In front of me, I have the Babycook Neo and the Babycook Solo. And I guess the most commonly asked question we get on our channel daily is, what are the differences between the two models? So as you can see here quite clearly, the Babycook Neo is a little bit sleeker in its design. It's also a little bit bigger than the Solo. So that's probably the most obvious of the two differences between the machines. But let's go through them in a little bit more detail. So the Babycook Neo has a glass jar. So you will see, which I'll just show you. And if I tap, you can hear that that's a glass jar. The Solo, is plastic. So that's probably one of the big differences between the two. This jar here holds 1250 ml capacity, whereas the Solo holds 1100 ml capacity. The baskets that you have with your machines as well are different too. So the Babycook Neo basket is stainless steel, and that actually holds 1000 ml capacity, and it has a handle. So it's a little bit easier to take out of your machine. The Babycook Solo has a plastic basket that holds 800 ml capacity, and to take your basket out of your Babycook Solo, you have a little accessory just at the back of your Babycook Solo that allows you to slip through the machine basket here and lift it out without having to touch the warm basket at the end. So that's one of the big differences between the two. The next difference between the two is where you put the steaming water. We call this a water reservoir. Now on the Babycook Neo, you have a really deep, quite open water reservoir, which you can access quite easily. Now you may find that after time and usage of this, you might get a little bit of discoloring. It is stainless steel within, and that's just simply similar to what you might get in a kettle. And you can descale that at any time you would like to.
So that's just dependent on like the water, the minerals in your water.
Correct.
And stuff. Wherever you live, we've all got different sort of water.
Yeah, and that's quite normal. So and you do have the same sort of thing that happens within the Solo as well, but you can't see it as clearly because you have a smaller reservoir, which is just here in this small hole here. So next, what do I need to go through next? I'm just going to put it all back together. Doing this backwards, people, so please bear with me. Okay. Go through next. Okay, so the other difference also you will notice is with your Babycook Solo, on your jug there are some measurement levels. There's a level 1, a level 2 and a level 3. That is the amount of water you add to the steam reservoir. You can do that using the jug itself. So I'll just bring that up close so that you can see, hopefully. So you'll notice there's some markings just here on the jug, but in the Babycook Neo, they're actually printed on the inside of the reservoir. So it's a little bit, that's probably a little bit different, but again, both will probably take about the same amount of water, and the cooking times will be roughly about the same as well. The Neo does cook probably about a minute longer than the Solo, but it is more energy efficient. Both come with splat guards, and these are great for when you're blitzing food, because that means that all the food, whilst it's being blitzed, stays within the machine and doesn't come out of the machine. And so make sure you do use those.
Yeah, it just makes cleaning of this area cleaner as well, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be wiping out food.
Both these machines will allow you to do the 4 processes that we have, which is steaming your baby's food or your food. You can blitz your food, and you can also reheat and defrost your food. So both of these models offer that same process. Okay, why don't we actually show you how it works? I think that's probably the next step, unless anyone's got any questions. Vanessa, can you see if anyone's asking any questions as we go through? I know I can see Kim's been responding, so hopefully she's covered off some of those questions. But we'll just double check. So while Vanessa's having a look at that, I'm going to show you some food we prepared earlier. So what I'm using today is our brand new isothermal portions. These are amazing. They've just arrived and they've already been well received. They do come in 2 sizes. This is the largest size you can see here, and then we have a smaller size here. I love this size. I would use this for work, you know, to store my soup and take to work. It will keep food cold for up to 7 hours and warm for up to 6 hours. And I've just chopped up some veggies in here, just some root veggies, and we'll take you through how we're going to cook the food.
We do just have a question I did notice. Does the Neo come in any other colours? Yes, it does. It also comes in a navy nude combination, which is really popular. Another navy colourway is called the French Touch, a limited edition that came out fairly recently, and a eucalyptus colour as well. So they're currently the colours available in the Neo.
And we do tend to range the grey white, which you see here, and the nude navy more on a regular basis, and then we bring out lots of different limited editions throughout the year. You'll also notice the Babycook Solo comes in a variety of colours as well. I've got the dark grey here on display, but I've also got the navy cooking away in the background here. I'm not sure if you can see that. We obviously have a light grey version, a white version, a black, and a pine green, and a pink, which is just temporarily out of stock, and we're waiting to hit our shores again soon. So yeah, let's go through the cooking process. I'll do it. I'm not going to actually cook. We'll cook. We'll see how we go. We're going to wing this because I kind of never cooked live. We have got food prepping in the background, so maybe I'll take you through the first steps of the cooking process, and then we'll show you live how we blitz the product, because I think that's really important to understand that it will take you, your baby cook will take you basically from your first pureed foods right up to adult foods. I mean, I use my baby cook nearly every week to cook something at home. I steam veggies in it. I do my mashed potatoes, soups. If I'm just cooking a soup for me, I work from home, so you know, if I feel like a nice warm soup in winter, I can just cook that in here as well. So there's lots of...
I love doing marinades, like dressings and things like that, where you might have lots of ingredients, you know, Asian sort of ones like onion and garlic and ginger and mint and, you know, all that, and lemon juice and stuff like that to puree, and also protein balls. Sort of thing.
Baking is great. I use it to make apple pies. I steam my apples, I add some cinnamon and a bit of sugar to that. Protein shakes is the other thing we use it all the time for, and I think actually I probably use my baby cook daily, if I'm being honest, because I have my daily protein shake. But let's go. So chop up your veggies. Now you'll notice that we've actually chopped them into small cubes, and that helps with the steaming process. So we recommend that you chop them up into little cubes
and kind of even make sure that they're, you know, without being too ridiculous, just make sure that they're sort of all similar sort of size, obviously, for the consistency of the cooking process. You don't want some that are really large and some that are really small.
We add those, so actually the first thing I'm going to do is we would add water to our jug, and we're doing veggies. So these particular veggies will probably only need a level 1 for steaming. So I'm just going to add some water to my jug. Yeah, I can do that. So I'm going to a level 1 with the water, so you can see.
And what are you doing? You're doing...
I'm steaming veggies.
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
And carrots.
Yeah.
So level 3.
Oh, level 3.
Yeah.
It might take a bit longer.
You get a little, there's a little grid in the booklet that comes with each machine that'll, it's a really good little easy guide to the levels of water you need for the food. You kind of probably won't need to use that for very long. I find it's kind of almost common sense if you think about it. Obviously, carrots, pumpkin, potatoes are going to take longer to steam, therefore will require more water for the steaming process than, for example, pears or green beans, who probably only need, I think, a level 1. So yeah, straight away you can kind of see where that's going. It's not complicated, it's just the 3 levels. You're going to need a high level when you're doing the defrosting process, the reheating process, stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get the hang of really quickly.
So we can pop our food into the basket, into our steaming basket here, pop that in, and then we just simply lock that down, make sure it's clicked, and you'll press the button here. Now that's probably a really interesting thing to show you as well. On the Babycook Solo, it's a press button for steaming and then a dial for blitzing, but on the Neo, they're both press buttons, so you can see that they're both touch buttons here, so that's probably another difference.
Yeah. And Sue, but the great thing is at this point, once you press the button, that's it. It's set and forget. Your machine will alert you when the cooking cycle, the steaming cycle has finished. So you don't have to stand here like you would if you had a double saucepan over the stove that to ensure that you weren't boiling it dry or over steaming and therefore losing all of the vitamins and nutrients. It knows exactly how long, you know, to cook this for, to capture all of the vitamins and nutrients. So it frees you up to go and play with your baby, have a cup of tea, whatever you want to do, hang out the washing.
Without burning the food, because I don't know about you, but every time I cooked batches of baby food, without a doubt, I would have a burnt pot somewhere throughout the week.
Well, you'd go off and you might sort of, I'll just do this, I'll just do that. There's always so much to do with a newborn. And you know, we're all pretty sleep deprived at that point as well, and can be a little bit forgetful and stuff. So this is a really
love that.
Really great.
Set and forget. Yeah, definitely. So this is now actually steaming away, and that will go through the cycle. It will be probably at about the 15-minute mark. We've got one over here going at the moment, so we're just going to swap the jugs out and stop this process. Do you want to pop that jug on?
Are we going to take it out and do the pureeing at this point?
Yeah.
So as you can see, I'm going to use a spatula, and it is required because there's quite a lot of steam coming off of this from the process, so you don't want to kind of burn yourself. You'll sort of notice that at the bottom of the jug, the water that has been captured at the bottom, this contains lots of vitamins and nutrients, so don't tip this down the sink. I would suggest grabbing a jar and reserving that liquid. You can use that liquid to go back into the process when you're doing the pureeing, and that will help determine the consistency, whether you want it very pureed, so you have control of whether you want it very pureed or more chunks by adding the water back into the process. So you pop your food back in here. The other thing, if you don't use all of that, if you're at the point you don't even want to add any back and you want to kind of keep some chunks, definitely keep that. Like I said, don't chuck it down the sink. It's got lots of vitamins. You can use it in soups at a later date, or
chicken stock, like a stock, like a vegetable stock.
Yep. Or when we talk about the accessory of the rice cooker in the cooking of the rice and stuff like that. Definitely. So put the splat guard on. I have forgotten that many times too. Click in. Yep. And then you can just either,
we're going to pulse first. So depending on the consistency you want of the food. So if I wanted it pureed, I'm going to hold that dial down and let it continue to blitz. But we'll show you how we want it just a little bit chunky. So to do that, we do really slow pulses. And then all that's doing is just slowly breaking up some of that texture. And then when we want it to be fully pureed, we just hold it down, let it blitz. All right, so let's show it. You can see, we probably could add a little bit more liquid if we wanted a little bit finer. And we can blitz it for a little bit longer if we wanted that also a little bit more fine. But that gives you an idea of how you get those different textures within your food. The other thing that we wanted to show you as well, so that's your steaming and your blending function of the machine. We also want to show you how you defrost and reheat. This is a really great function of the machine, and Vanessa's going to take you through the benefits of why we would defrost and reheat in the Babycook as opposed to, say, using a microwave. I'll grab the frozen portions.
Well, basically, if you've gone to the effort to purchase a Babycook, obviously you're already on the journey of like giving your baby the best start. Because you're going to be capturing all the vitamins and minerals, like I said, doing a steaming on a sort of a double saucepan sort of method. You can steam away all of the vitamins and nutrients. So you want to make sure that once you've done the steaming and pureeing and then stored your food, that you don't therefore lose the nutritional value that you've put into preparing that food by putting it in the microwave, and you're losing kind of the nutrients. So it's really great. Obviously the features do include that you can defrost and reheat. So we do suggest that, or recommend that you utilize this to its full benefit, basically. So
I've prepared yesterday some frozen pumpkin, and we've used our silicone multi-portions here. This is the smaller size. It does come in a larger size as well. These are amazing. If you haven't seen these yet, they're fantastic. Obviously made from a silicone texture, which allows you to easily pop the food out. I use these for ice cubes, especially in summer. You can add a little bit of fruit to those ice cubes and they just slowly melt away into your drink. Great for using in the oven as well, so you can bake in them. We often do muffins, cupcakes and that sort of thing. So they're really great. So we'll just pop, the other thing I'm going to use is our glass portion jar here. So we do recommend that you have some sort of portion jar with your baby cook. It's probably an essential, I would say, especially if you're wanting to defrost and reheat. And this one here is our glass one. We have the Titan ones as well as lots of other little options available online. So any of our portions will work with our baby cook. So we'll grab a portion and I'm simply just gonna pop out one of our frozen portions that we cooked yesterday, and I just pop that into the steaming basket. We've already added a level 3 of water into here, which is what you would start with when defrosting, especially from frozen. You'll definitely need to add a level 3. You may even find you might need to just give it another cycle on a level 1 if you find it just might be a little bit too cool still, and that's just then obviously doing the warming process for that. Really super easy. Pop down and press your steam button, and that will actually start to defrost your baby's food. So that's that. I think that's the rice cooker is probably the other accessory that we just haven't had a chance to talk through with you yet.
Yep, I did see a question come up to reduce the steaming time. Do you just add less water? Yes, basically, yeah. So yeah, level 1 will take a lot less longer for the steaming process than level 3. So yeah, you can determine, because you're basically telling the machine it is, you know, what it's steaming. So yes, that's a long way to say yes.
Hey, we're new to this, we're getting there. Okay, so the other thing we just want to show you as well, I guess the importance of some of the accessories with your baby cook, and the rice cooker is probably the other accessory that we recommend. This is great, it will cook rice and pasta for you, and simply all you do is add your food into here, so your rice or your pasta. You'll add some water, and in your instruction booklet it will have the level of water you need to add, the amount of water you'll need to add into here. As Vanessa said, that stock you had left over from preparing your veggies would be great to add into here as well as the liquid portion, because then what you're doing is actually infusing that flavour back into the pasta and those nutrients into the pasta as well. You can also add other stocks, salt, pepper. Yeah, don't be afraid. Yeah, you can do anything. Don't be afraid to add flavour, especially when you're using your baby cook. Definitely add flavour. We'll often post up recipes to inspire people to use the baby cook in different ways. But definitely, you know, all those flavours you add will actually absorb into the food and give it much more yumminess. Is that a word?
Another question, no, we won't be going to the Adelaide PBC. We're located in Melbourne. I think we're welcome in Adelaide at the moment. So unfortunately, yeah, in these strange times, it's really hard to kind of plan perhaps for interstate PBCs.
We have got a Melbourne one that's scheduled for March at this point, but obviously we're holding our breath just a little bit to see whether or not that will go ahead. We've got a Sydney one anticipated for May, and then June in Brisbane, and then back again at the end of the year, I think in November in Sydney. So fingers crossed, hopefully we'll get to one of those states this year, and you can shop with us there. We do have an online store, obviously beaba.com.au, so please feel free to shop there. We also have a variety of really amazing retailers, so we encourage you, you know, if you want to touch and feel the product, head out to one of our retailers. If you're unsure of where those retailers are, please email us at hello@beaba.com.au, and we're more than happy to help you locate those retailers. Have we got any more questions, Vanessa? I think Kim's been responding. I've seen Kim. Thank you so much, Kim. It's made life so much easier having someone there.
I just hope that not only by seeing the differences in the two machines that we've pointed out today and see how they work and how simple and so great they are, that you also kind of are familiar, a little bit more familiar with the accessories in the range, so that you can see that it is really a complete feeding, cooking kind of system for you to make the best start for baby. not only do you want to prepare your food in the Baby Cooks, but you also, need a few of these accessories that are quite ideal, especially like that rice pasta cooker. That is like a given, so that you can kind of, and the silicone multi-portions and stuff, so that you can store your baby's food as well. So just hope that, we've highlighted some of those for you today as well.
And those accessories hopefully will make life a little bit easier. It will mean you'll be able to bulk batch your baby's food, store it in the freezer and have it ready to go when you need. And that's what it's all about. It's about, providing the healthiest solution for your baby, but with convenience for carer and parents. So
just a couple more questions
that
come through. Yes, you can make cocktails. So both of the machines have their own unique pasta and rice cookers. So if you've got the Solo, you need the one for the Solo. If you've got the Neo, you need the one for the Neo. But there is one for each.
Yeah. Definitely.
But they're not multi-changeable.
No, they're not interchangeable.
Specific to the machine.
Yeah. Is there any other questions? Should we wait a little bit more?
Thanks, Kimmy. I'm glad we're getting the answers the same.
I guess probably to wrap up today, Vanessa and I would like to say thank you to everyone for joining us. Please shop at beaba.com.au and use coupon code LIVE20, so LIVE20, and that's going to get you 20% off store-wide. It does exclude the bundles, but you can basically buy anything on the site for 20% off today using code LIVE20. We'll be in touch with those people who have asked us questions and have won some prizes today. Please keep an eye out from us on a DM. Thank you for joining us. I hope it's been informative and engaging. It's been great for us. It's the first time, as you can tell, we've been a bit nervous.
Maybe we could do a cocktail next time.
Maybe
a Friday afternoon.
Maybe we'll join you next time for a cocktail. Have a great day, everyone.